City Church Nation, family and friends, what's up? Welcome to the room. Man, this year is, or this week, shall I say, is important. City Church of Goldsboro is celebrating 8 years of ministry. Yes, man, we kicked off January 26, 2014. I remember the day so vividly. And this is the week where we're actually celebrating 8 years of ministry, man. So we are, of course, grateful and thankful to God for all he has done. Thankful for our leaders, Pastor Terry and Lady Juliet, for just even taking this vision, man, and taking it from just an idea and making it into a concrete plan, man. So could we just take for a moment, a second, man, a chance just to honor and celebrate our leaders, man. If you are looking at this virtually right now, man, I want you to engage in the comments. Let them know how much you love them. Let them know how much you appreciate them, because I know for a fact that my life is so much better, man, because they took this thing and they made it happen. Speaking of that, we have some very important people in the room that's going to help us engage in some conversation. I'm not going to introduce them, man. You probably know them. You've seen them before. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So if you guys could go ahead and jump in and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Brandy Smith here, worship leader at City Church of Goldsboro. Been a part of the game since day one. Super excited to be here.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamar Roundtree. I'm a part of the grounds team. This is my wife, Donita Roundtree.
Yes, and I serve with the fabulous First Touch, where we greet, we hug, we introduce. So yeah, good to be here.
You drop that adjective out on them like that? You made the rest of them look like minor and mediocre. Fabulous. I know Miss Janie and Sasha is going to be excited about that. Man, I know for a fact, man, I appreciate you guys. Just a quick funny story, man. I remember Brandy when she came. She just so happened dropped in at a worship rehearsal, and I said, "Man, our church has now become multicultural." Right when Brandy came in the room. Never seen nobody that bright before. That was the first time I met her, man. But I've seen Brandy afar too. I mean, I'm not going to tell your age, Brandy. You know I love you. Man, I remember Brandy at Goldsboro High School, coach. Very intimidating, shall I say. Very intimidating. But, man, I've grown to love her, man. And, of course, the Roundtrees, man, we go way back. And I appreciate them. Of course, man, I want to just have some conversation with you guys. Want you just to keep it real and relevant. We want to talk about your experiences with the City Church of Goldsboro. But before we even talk about that, man, I want to know, have you guys had any type of like church pedigree before the City Church of Goldsboro? What did your like childhood or your early adulthood church experience look like?
So I grew up in the church. My grandparents, they made sure that we were at church every weekend, every Sunday. As a matter of fact, my grandfather used to literally drive a school bus through the town to pick up all of the kids from every community to go to vacation Bible school. What they call at that time, I think it was Sunday school. So, but one thing that I did love about growing up in church was they actually kept us involved. They kept us involved, the children involved, the youth involved. So
you're holy. You're holy. I know for me, for vacation Bible school.
Vacation Bible school. And when they called you up, yep. And when they called us up for children to the children's altar, you better have a verse.
You better, right?
You better have a verse.
Right. That's so what you love.
Yes.
Jesus wept with mine.
Guess what, boy? We want that one out, boy. We want that one out. Jamal, what about you, man? Tell us about your church experience.
And I grew up in the city, so my early years, we were kind of in and out of church. It wasn't until about middle school that my parents found a church, and then we got grounded in. I did join the youth choir. I did attend Sunday school and vacation Bible school in the summers when we came down to North Carolina at my grandmother's. And then after I got of age, I attended a church in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And that was prior to joining in CCOG.
You got to be careful. I'm going to just let you know this right now. When you said something about you choir, if you see Brandy like a hawk, like ready to recruit you, you got to use that type of terminology at the City Church. Just a little slightly.
Hey, you put it out there. I'm like, I heard it.
Bait, boy, you done baited yourself. Hey, next week you're gonna be up there leading the solo.
For me, I think I was born in the choir stand, and I think and have been a part. I don't know a part of my life that church was not a part of my life. Growing up, I mean, it was, yes, I played sports, I played basketball and did all of that, but that actually was still secondary to church. I would have practice or games or whatever, and I would still leave there and go to, whether it was choir rehearsal or praise team rehearsal, or when I was younger, we would have, the youth groups or revival or traveling, or it was about a 6-day-a-week event. Growing up, it was and that is a literal statement at moments. So yeah, like I was born in and have been in my whole entire life.
Now that's holy.
Yeah, that's very holy. I got to ask you this question. All right. So, I mean, of course, we know you have a beautiful voice, right? Was that like a gift that you really exercised throughout your entire experiences in church, even at a young age?
Yeah, that's all I ever remember doing. I don't remember being in church and not exercising that gift. Like from the time I was young, I remember being at my grandmother's church singing a solo. I think it was like a Whitney Houston. I was a little girl, but it was just to sing something, just because my grandmother wanted me to sing for her church, and then at the church that I attended, it was from I like that. I very rarely remember. There's very few memories of me being in church and not singing.
Wow, having to master that, and I guess your basketball abilities. I mean, as a child, I only can imagine how taxing that was on you. That's a lot.
It was tough. It was a lot.
Donita and Jamar, when you guys are involved in church, did y'all have any type of gifts that y'all exercise or y'all were forced to do?
The youth choir.
we all
did the youth choir.
Right.
The youth choir.
Yeah, that's about it. The youth choir. Sung a little bit.
Up there singing mad, irritated. And you better sing too. You better sing. They're gonna get that butt out, boy.
And spit that gum out right before we get in those stands.
These kids are so spoiled. We can bring coffee in church, snacks, iPads.
Right?
Man, they got it made.
Yes.
We used to sneak peppermints, and if you got to sneak to eat a peppermint, that's tough.
The lit ball peppermints, or are you talking about just regular? My granddaddy kept them lit ball.
I had the little strawberry.
Oh wow!
I had the little strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. So, how did you guys get introduced to CCOG?
CCOG. So, I started out at the Place of Refuge. That's actually where I met Pastor T and Lady J. At that time, Pastor T was the youth pastor, and Lady J was Juliet, and she was on the alt team. And so, when they decided to transition in 2014, of course, we were led and we transitioned right along. So,
sweet.
For me, it was a simple email. PT, Lady J, we all went to college together. Lady J and I were roommates. PT played basketball. So we did worship and stuff together in college. He would do Bible studies. I'd do praise and worship. And, years passed and everything, and I received a random message from PT just asking, how everything was going, how's life, how PT do, throw those little, you don't realize it at the moment, but, there's a method. There's a method. He did it. He got me good. But, just in asking those life questions, and you're like, what in the world? It's like, I needed this email, I needed this, message to come through. And then, he was like, we're starting. I'd already heard in the grapevine that it was starting up. And then, he just, threw some stuff out there about possibly, coming through, just checking out the singers, if, maybe help out with the singers, just in the launch of things, no commitments to anything, just to help out. And, and so I went to that rehearsal that one night, and I've been stuck since then.
I never knew that you were helping out with worship at the college. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So disclaimer.
It was fun. It was real fun. We would the Bible studies would take place at the chapel at Mount Olive, and between PT and one of the other guys that would do it. We had a couple other guys that would help out with worship, and every now and again, I'd come in and get on the nice piano that they had in there. We'd just go with it.
All right, Alicia. Now, I do have to ask this question. Of course, Pastor Terry's sermons are fire, right? So when you were at, it was Mount Olive College then, correct? So when you were there, like, his presentation of the gospel, was it different than what you've seen in times past at your pedigree in church?
The basis of how he, and it's going to come up later on, but how he puts the cookies on the bottom shelf. That was the biggest thing that I like about how his delivery and his presentation. He always liked to have things around to show what he was talking about. He'll have a prop or to explain the story in a visual way that, could be better understood from people that may have been unchurched, don't know, what exactly the Bible is explaining. And, back then you had a couple different versions of the Bible, but to explain it in a way that you got college kids, some of those kids may, never been to church before, or could probably have just come from a club the night before, or whatever. So you got to break it down to the least common denominator. That's what he did, and that's what I enjoyed most, even then in college, how he just breaks it down to the place where even the most unchurched of persons can understand.
You got homework, right? So your homework, Brandon. I need film, okay? All right.
Oh boy, I
need film 1 of those sermons and 2 of his hoop career. Donita and Jamal, have y'all seen Pastor Terry in college?
Nope. I only heard the stories.
The videotapes are somewhere.
Listen, I will say this. There is one dunk that I remember that he did that I think it shocked the world, just because he finished it mad. He was mad that and I think that's why everybody, he could have finger rolled it, but he doesn't. Everybody was like, what? It was. I do remember that one, and I know he remembers it too. I don't even know who they were playing, but it was a significant. It was a significant dunk. I do remember.
I wonder if Lady J made him mad. That's why he dunked the That's another topic for another day. Mm-hmm. So, man, how has City Church impacted you guys, like your family, your future? That's the question I want to ask.
Wow. So, just like Brandy said, his teachings are so practical. Just the way that Pastor T uses different analogies to, to get his point across to, those who may not clearly understand each version of the Bible. They're always leaving us with a challenge, walking away, with a way to challenge ourselves, our personal development, which once we develop to another level personally, we become better. It helps our children become better. And that's just something that we always thrive off of.
I know for me, the brohood at the church, the relationships that I've developed over the last 8 years have definitely been impactful. I've had inspiration from many of you guys over the 8 years, even though might not have expressed it. PT and Lady J they have left an imprint on our family. Our children have built relationships with other children in the church. Me and my wife have developed relationships with a lot of the couples, and we really value relationships. And to see how authentic that PT and Lady J are really helped us open up to other members of our church, and just continue to build relationships within the church.
That's strong, man. I think what I heard just you guys is like comments. One, I think City Church creates a place in an environment for family. And I mean, I know how essential that is, being able to see your kids like hang and just enjoy and build and grow and learn from each other, man. To me, that's important.
That's
know?
huge.
Big.
That's huge. And our kids actually look forward to coming to church. And if I can get free for just a second, there have been mornings where we're like, we think we're just gonna chill this morning. The kids like, we ain't going to church. Like, and they were like, all right, I guess we better get dressed. So they definitely look forward to it. The teachings, not just the relationships, but the teachings, are actually impactful too. So it's definitely helping us along the way. And not even to mention those Monday motivations by Lady J and the Wednesday morning FaceTimes. Oh my goodness, they are, I used to be one of those people that would only do church on Sunday.
Yeah.
But Pastor T and Lady J, with their teachings, they do really challenge us to, Monday throughout the week. We have to live this thing throughout the week. We have to be in the presence throughout the week. And it's definitely helping build our character, our own personal relationships with Christ, our children. So we're definitely thankful for that.
That's strong, man. I really think too, like City Church is really a place to help us see the gospel at a practical level. And it makes you want to learn. It makes you want to grow. It makes you want to do better. And of course, understanding that there's no competition. I was having a conversation with one of the guys, Jamar, the other day, and he was like, man, like, you just don't understand. Like, City Church has been a place where I've been able to come alive. And he said, the one thing that he really has enjoyed it's a no judgment zone. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, bro, what I understand and what I've realized through my relationship with Christ and being planted with City Church of Goldsboro is the same grace that I extend to you is the same grace that I want to expect in return. Mm-hmm. All of us are one mistake away, man, from everything, losing everything. And when you are a part of a place, you're a part of a community, you're a part of a group of brothers and sisters that you actually do life with, man, it makes the whole world and our relationship with Christ a much better place.
It does.
Yes, sir.
It does.
Preach.
Prophet Brandy. Stop it. Prophet Brandy.
One mistake away. I like that.
You got your keyboard?
Now, for me, this is just as true and as real as I can put it. City Church has made me like church again. I had gotten to a place because of being in church my entire life, growing up in it, seeing everything that around it, the ins, the outs, the hush hushes, and the just being a part of it for so long and part of the old traditional way of doing things. You just, I had gotten to a point I was going, but I wasn't there. And, it was just, I was going because it was tradition to go. It was routine to go. And now just because of having this type of atmosphere to come to week in and week out, like you said, where you know that they're going to do life with you. everything is to the least common denominator that it can be given and delivered. You have, like I said, the family aspect, the relationships that you are allowed to build and able to build amongst true, genuine people who just actually care about you as a person and not what you can do for them. That it changes why you go. And I mean, you see it all the time. A lot of people that are in church, but their why as to why they're there has nothing to do with, the actual reason why they should be there. And so the City Church, just from day one, it just made me love church all over again.
You said something that was very strong. So here's one thing that like irritates me. So when you have like teenagers, people who are about to graduate, go off, explore, see the world, one of the comments that irritate me is like, man, when I make it, I'm never coming back to Goldsboro again. And the thing that bothers me about that is, like, you're basically saying that the place that helped raise you, you're going to go off, take your talents, take your gifts, take everything that you learn and give back to a community wherever you go at that had, no like desire or no input in helping to raise you. And Brandy, I just want to say thank you for being able to be mature enough in your walk in Christ to say, this opportunity that the City Church has presented is giving me a chance to be able to give back, help me learn from what I may have not be able to like learn and grow in my former times throughout my Christianity walk. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Man, I know you guys are probably tired of me. But I do want to ask you guys this question, right? So this is impromptu question. So, and this is just a thought, and I want you guys just to, jump in. So without City Church of Goldsboro, where would you be?
For me, I'll go ahead and answer that. I don't know if I'd be going to church. And that's real. Like I said, when PT hit me up all those years ago, I was at a place where I was over church. I was over all of it, just the years of the same old. And so I don't know. Like I said, I may probably would go here and there and experience a sermon here, but I don't know if I would actually be committed to a place right now that I could say was a home as far as church is concerned.
As far as us, to be honest, I don't even know if we would be in Goldsboro. We actually started with the church when PT and Lady J came over to CCOG, and then I think maybe a year and a half or so in, we just decided, hey, we wanted something new, a new area, a new place. It was either Georgia or Texas. We got jobs first in Georgia, so we moved to Atlanta. PT referred us to the House of Hope, E. Dewey Smith, and we went there for about a year and a half. And then my mom had an incident, and so we came back. And but I think all that happened, for a reason. And we were led to come back to Goldsboro because of CCOG and because of the relationships we had built, and because we were getting fed weekly, day in and day out. Like my wife said, not only on the weekend, but even throughout the weekdays, when PT would drop a message in. And so I honestly don't know if we would even be in Goldsboro if it was no CCOG.
We tried to leave so many times. We tried to, relocate, but everything always connects back to, our church. Just, being connected to a Bible-based church. So
I'm playing. Look, let's have some fun, man, before we jump out of here. Y'all okay with that?
Absolutely.
Yes, all right, so we're about to do something called rapid fire questions, okay? And this all entails City Church of Goldsboro and Pastor Terry, right? You got to be connected to be able to spit this stuff. All right. So look, we're just gonna just have fun, man, before we jump out. All right, that's cool with y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Let's see. What is your favorite Pastor Terry or PT, as we know him, quote or saying?
Fake the funk on a nasty dump.
That dump, Brady, we talk about.
I don't know. I think mine is. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I read it. How he said, take your time and hurry up.
Take it. I love it. I don't know. It's not a quote. He just always says, I got a sneaky suspicion. Yeah. And then the fingers go up. So you always know something is about to follow that sneaky suspicion that's like dope and hardcore. So anytime he says, and I got a sneaky suspicion.
And then it go, hey, it's up from there, right? It's up
from there. Just the finger. Watch the finger. Watch the next. Watch the next time he said, especially if he's got the mic on his face. His both face.
Feeling himself in. Your favorite Pastor Terry message or series?
I'm actually enjoying On the Money. I'm actually enjoying that. It's helping me see things from a totally different perspective, when it comes to finances. Some of the myths and beliefs that I had, like, grounded and rooted, it, like, just as far as like, well, no, I don't want to do this because not having enough funds. Like, this series right here alone has changed the trajectory on how I see finances.
That's real. Yeah. I'm
with you on that. Like, it's on the money. It's on the money. I am stuck in the mud for me. Stuck in the mud. It got to the gut, to the core of everything for me.
You was in the house weeping and crying. We couldn't go nowhere.
What?
He did. Like, that series wasn't fair though.
No.
We couldn't go nowhere.
No.
Man.
No.
Jamar?
Mine's I would say On the Money as well. Financially, it's been a struggle since I've been an adult. And PT is really helping us see things differently, handle our finances differently, just have a totally different aspect of how we're supposed to be handling our finances versus how I was taught or not taught how to handle our finances.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to what you guys were even talking about with, like, just family. I mean, allowing our kids to even experience this too as well, right? Like, being able to understand the importance of money. Like, no, we can't go to McDonald's because McDonald's takes money. No, you can't get V-Bucks.
What? Oh my God.
You said Starbucks? Oh, no, you said V-Bucks.
Yeah. Yes, that one.
I'm afraid my people aren't going to know me anymore.
I got a sneaky suspicion, Brandy. The On the Money series was for you.
Listen, they're not going to know me anymore. My usuals. Like, I'm supposed to walk in the door. What's up, Brandy? They're not going to know who I am.
Look, I went to an event today, and I said, it was an event with some of our church folk. I said, I'm going to trick them, man. I had one of them Starbucks cups. Thought I went to. Yeah, I got them. But Brandon, you can't use that now. You can't take that cup and go to Starbucks and hide it in there now.
Here's the thing, though. Before this, they had to hook me up with, my refill free coffee. So I walk in the door and they've already given me a free coffee. So I'm like, I thought about that. Can I do that? And like, if I walk in the door now, and will they just go ahead and make a free coffee for me? Is that the same thing?
Trouble. I'm not asking you.
I'm just
She's trying to get us in trouble. I'm not asking that question. All right. Favorite sound of the city song. Go.
Wow. Well, I'm a William Murphy. I'm a William Murphy kind of girl, so I love You Are My Strength.
How that go? How that go?
They hit
You
it.
are my strength,
There you go.
strength like no other.
Oh, he think this is a
Oh, Bishop,
American
man.
Got Talent. Boy, I love it, man. Hey, I got anybody in the comments right now that want to go ahead. What y'all trying to rehearse? You know, come on now, come on.
I want to hit that note again, but no other.
Jamar, do it again.
Strength like no other.
That's it right there. That's it, Doc.
I'm not bad now. I'm so good.
I like how he had to lean in the camera.
Hey, I felt that with that.
What Pastor says? I'm sitting in my shama.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my God, Jamal, I'm about scared to even ask you because you might sing the rest of these, man.
You know what?
You Are My Strength was one of my favorites as well.
I got you.
I don't know if I can answer that question. I don't know.
Go ahead. If it's your song, just
no. I can honestly, any song that would be my favorite is a song that I don't lead. But honestly, the back in the day.
I know it.
What?
Is it Jesus Will?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
I got a few.
It's the anthem, to be honest with you. Like back in the day when we would hit the anthem all the time, and it just going into from the anthem to intentional and just like flowing those songs together. Anytime that there's a flow of songs that just flow unrehearsed, I like those types, the songs that we do when we don't have to rehearse the thing and you're just following and flowing with the Spirit. Those are my favorite moments.
That's that worship 101 lesson, right? That's that's that hashtag like worship leader pay attention moments. I like that though. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. All right, let's go. Favorite guest speaker.
Oh, favorite guest speaker.
Bishop Christopher Brown.
Yeah.
Brown gravy.
Yes.
Yours too, Brandon?
Agreed. When it comes to speakers, I always 100% thoroughly can't wait for him. When it comes to singers, we kind of forget those two. I remember when Todd Galbraith came to one of the L3s, and for me, when it comes to worship leading, he is that guy. And so for me, and from the singing perspective and, quote unquote speaker, he was my favorite.
Look, so that even goes to show like your answer supports what you just said. Because I mean, he flows the whole time. Like
the whole time. The whole time.
You seen that song, Eyes Have Get that for me one time. Come on, I think it's the same key. Man, we gotta get out of here, man. We gotta get out of here, man. We having too much fun. All right, so your favorite CCOG moment?
All L3s for me.
That's exactly. I was like, does L3 count? I mean, I know that's the,
L3 or moments.
Yeah. And I also enjoyed our when the pandemic first came in, and we all were distanced for as long as we were. The parade, the drive-through parades, to see everybody out there with the signs and Needle with the whistle, and that was just life. That was life. Yeah, that was life.
One of mine was the men's retreat that we went down to Bryson City for a weekend for Father's Day. We did some zip lining. We did the tight ropes course that was probably one of the toughest things I ever did in my life. And on the same day we did that, we had to drive back home.
Right.
I did that strip, man.
Like no
Hey, Jamal, that's real though, man. I remember that, man. That was like an ego check for us, man. Like, I want my to go out there and be the weakest link, bro. City Church of Goldsboro, man, this is what it's like, man. 8 years of ministry. Man, we get to celebrate with our leaders. Man, we've enjoyed this conversation. I hope you guys, man, I got a sneaky suspicion. That went well, man. I got a sneaky suspicion you guys may want to pay attention throughout the rest of this week because you guys are in for a treat. Man, we love you guys, man. Can you just go in the comments right quick? Go crazy for our interviewees, Brandy Smith and the Roundtree. Such a phenomenal job. Man, we love you guys, man. On behalf of our leaders, Pastor Terry and Lady Juliet, and the entire City Church of Goldsboro, man, we love you guys. Thank you for trusting us for these 8 years of ministry, and we cannot wait until the years to come. We love you guys.
Absolutely.